Alright, greetings, fellow students of audio, both in my local community and beyond, all over the world, the internet community, especially on YouTube. Today is February 1st, 2015, and I'm actually on my way to go watch the Super Bowl because the New England Patriots are playing the Seattle Seahawks. So I am headed over there right now, but this will be a quick audio lesson. So yesterday I went over to the church to install a speaker that had to be relocated. So the speaker was torn down, and I had to, it's a ceiling mount speaker, and I had to remount it, but shift it over about 25 inches to make room for new, not a new, but an old LCD display that was being relocated or wall mounted, and the speaker was in the way, so I had to go move that. And, you know, during the course of trying to find the stud and drilling a pilot hole into the stud so that the lag bolt could go directly into the stud for safe mounting, you know, during the process of installing this speaker and all that, I realized, you know, this would be a good time to talk about polarity, because as I was wiring up the speaker, I realized that the cable speaker cable, two-conductor speaker cable I was using, or that was run there, it was actually very hard to differentiate the positive from the negative, and so the idea of polarity comes up. And so yesterday I forgot to bring my camera, so I would have given a little quick synopsis then, but I didn't have the camera with me, so I figured, you know what, I'll bring my camera right now as I'm headed to the Super Bowl. So anyway, polarity. What is polarity? Why does it matter? Now, typically, a speaker cable, will have a jacket on the outside. It could be any number of colors. It could be plenum. It could be non-plenum. But one commonality, typically, for speaker cable, is that you'll have a two-conductor, and one conductor will have a red jacket, and one conductor will have a black jacket. So you'll have, a red conductor, a black conductor bundled together, and then on the outside of that, you'll have an overall jacket that kind of ties them all together into one cohesive cable. So the particular cable I was working with was more like home speaker, like low-end, really home speaker cable, really just a step up from like lamp cable, right? I can't remember if it was 14 or 16 gauge. It was either 14 gauge or 16 gauge. And I couldn't really tell which was the red and which was the black, which was the positive and which was the ground. So I just took a guess, right? And the reason why polarity matters is because in this specific system there were two speakers, right? One speaker on the left, one speaker on the right. And if you've got the red wired to the positive on one speaker and the black wired to the negative or the ground of another speaker, and then on the other speaker it's switched, it's reversed, what you'll have is a polarity mismatch, and that will result in phase cancellation or phasing, unwanted phasing. Now, you might hear the term phase and think of like a guitar effects pedal. And so sometimes phase is a wanted thing. Sometimes it's something that people do on purpose to try to get a certain effect. But it's certainly not wanted at this, what we're talking about here, wiring speakers. Phase is a bad thing. So it will, if you've got one speaker in phase and one speaker out of phase, they will fight each other. They will push air at different times, and the result will be, you'll lose a lot of the low end. It'll cancel out a lot of the low end. The two speakers will fight each other, and it just won't sound right. It'll just sound a little bit off, right? And so after I wired up the speaker and I played back a CD, I could tell pretty quickly that something just didn't sound right. So I knew I had to go in there and flip the two. So I didn't actually have a phase tester or a polarity test device. Such things do exist. I didn't actually have one there, and I didn't want to take the grill off the speaker and try to do any visual testing, because that would have just taken more time and been more work. But I can use my ears. As a sound person, your ears are the single most important thing. I mean, we definitely need to be able to push faders up and down and turn knobs and visually see meters jumping up and down to get an indication of what's happening. But at the end of the day, your ears will really be your best tool, and listening to the sound is really that's the most important thing, is how does it sound, what's going on out there. So let me just explain one more thing that I didn't touch on when it comes to polarity. So when a speaker pushes air, a speaker moves in two directions, right? It pushes air out, and then it recoils and it comes back. So so if you've got a speaker on the left that's pushing air out at one time, and the speaker on the right is actually recoiling or pulling in at the same exact time, that's what I'm talking about when I am mentioning these speakers that are fighting each other and causing phase cancellation. They need to push out in unison and pull back at the same exact time, and that's what we're talking about with polarity and phase cancellation. Now, there's also phase in like a mixing board. So you could have a mixer, and you can have a time setting in a mixer where you can like flip the phase electronically, or I'm sorry, flip the polarity electronically, and you can also do phase shifting within a mixer, and you can adjust timing settings there, and that's kind of the same thing but a little bit different. But you know, now that I'm talking about it, I don't want to cause more confusion. So when you think of polarity, I want you to think of an amplitude. I want you to think polarity is something that affects amplitude of a signal. And when you hear phase, I want you to associate phase with a timing issue. So the two are very related, but they're not exactly used interchangeably. They shouldn't be used interchangeably. Phase is a time-based thing, and polarity is an amplitude-based thing. So that's my little audio nugget for today. Hopefully you enjoyed a little night driving video. I don't know. When the videos are dark, it makes no sense to point it at my face, because you're just going to see a shadow, right? So at least if I'm, pointing the camera out at the road, you'll see something that's a little bit interesting. But I don't know, this video is probably not all that visually pleasing, but hopefully you enjoyed the content. Stay tuned for the next edition of the Volunteer Tech Vlog. My name is Nate. Thanks for watching.